Gestation is the period during which the embryo develops after fertilization. At this moment, two simple haploid cells merge to become diploid and begin replicating until forming the complete shape of the offspring. During this process, specialized cells develop and collectively give rise to the organs. It all starts with a zygote that implants in the mother's uterus, sending hormonal signals to indicate the body is in this stage. If this did not occur, the cycle would reset for ovulation. As the cells replicate, a layer called the blastocyst forms, which continues undergoing mitosis until it becomes an embryo. During this process, the placenta develops, connecting the embryo to the uterine endothelium. Cotyledons form and attach to the mucosa, preventing sudden movements that could tear the umbilical cord. Gestation, in all species, can be divided into thirds or trimesters, as seen in humans. The first third is characterized by the implantation of the embryo and the formation of organs, along with the development of a basic shape featuring a head, body, arms, hands, and feet. During this stage, sexual differentiation occurs. The gonads, initially located internally, develop from the Wolffian and Mullerian ducts. In males, the Wolffian ducts give rise to their reproductive organs, while in females, the Mullerian ducts develop into the uterus and fallopian tubes. Interestingly, we all start with female characteristics until sexual differentiation takes place. In the second third, the embryo increases in size and weight. At this stage, the mother's belly begins to swell as the embryo continues developing and takes on a more defined shape. The third and final third is characterized by the mother's body preparing for childbirth. By this time, the embryo's organs are fully formed, which is crucial because if premature birth occurs, the offspring would have a greater chance of survival. Throughout gestation, the mother provides nutrients to the embryo through the umbilical cord, thanks to the vascularized placenta that connects with the uterine blood vessels. For this reason, expectant mothers usually consume more food to sustain the embryo's development and maintain their own nutritional balance. For the body to recognize gestation, the corpus luteum forms in the ovary where the egg was produced. It is responsible for producing the luteinizing hormone, which stops the production of estrogens and promotes the production of progesterone. This latter hormone is essential as it stimulates uterine blood flow, inhibits ovulation, and regulates other hormones through feedback depending on its concentration. As the end of the third trimester approaches, the production of these hormones decreases and oxytocin emerges, promoting contractions and stimulating milk let down in the mammary glands, along with relaxin, which allows the pelvic bones to expand to facilitate childbirth. The birth of the offspring occurs. The duration of gestation varies among species, depending on size and metabolism. For example, in mice, it lasts approximately 22 days, about 3 weeks, while in elephants, it can reach 630 days, about 20.7 months. Although it is often believed that larger animals have longer gestation periods, environmental factors also influence the timing of birth to ensure the offspring are born when food availability is optimal, as is the case with sheep. Unlike the grizzly bear, where the zygote does not implant until winter so the mother can accumulate the most reserves for hibernation, gestation and birth occur while the mother is semi-dormant, lasting approximately 180 to 250 days, about 6 to 8.2 months. You might think the polar bear behaves the same way, but this period lasts only about 65 days, a little over 2 months. Many species, like those mentioned earlier, can have 2 to 3 offspring per birth, although some may have more. For example, female dogs can have up to 12 puppies in a single litter, depending on the size of the mother, with a gestation period of 63 days, about 2 months. This is a very short time considering the number of puppies they can have. The same gestation period applies to cats, although with fewer offspring. Lions, with 1 or 2 cubs, have a gestation period of 110 days, about 3.6 months, the same as tigers, which can have a similar number of cubs during that time. The difference is that the tigress does not have a pride to protect her. Here, a slight pattern emerges. If the birth involves multiple offspring, the gestation period is shorter, but if it involves a single individual, it lengthens to ensure survival. In the previous cases, the offspring are born defenseless. However, in horses, gestation lasts an average of 340 days, about 11.2 months, and the foal can run just a few hours after birth. The donkey, although smaller than the horse, has a gestation period that can extend up to 420 days, about 13.8 months. There are other animals whose gestation periods have been shortened due to human intervention. For example, pigs gestate for 115 days, about 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. Unlike their close relative, the wild boar, which can reach up to 130 days, about 4.3 months. Cows, bred to optimize milk production, have gestations of up to 274 days, about 9 months. Nearly the same length as human pregnancy, which lasts 270 days, about 9 months. Chimpanzees take approximately 240 days, about 8 months, while gorillas gestate for around 259 days, about 8.5 months. The orangutan has a period similar to humans, reaching 274 days, about 9 months. Not all animals complete their development inside the womb. Some are born to finish growing in a marsupial pouch. Marsupials represent a link between placental and egg-laying animals. The mothers have a pouch where the young develop while feeding on breast milk. In these cases, gestation is very short. Kangaroos, for example, have a gestation period of just 34 days, about 1.1 months, so that the young can complete development outside. Koalas, although smaller, share the same period, while the Tasmanian devil gestates for only 21 days, about 3 weeks. In the latter case, the offspring compete with each other at birth, sometimes even killing one another. Marine mammals often must give birth while being harassed by predators. Sperm whales have one of the longest gestation periods, reaching 450 days, about 14.8 months, the same as orcas. In contrast, dolphins, their close relatives, gestate for around 360 days, about 11.8 months. Other marine mammals, such as walruses, give birth on land after a gestation of 480 days, about 15.8 months, the same as the leopard seal, whose gestation lasts 270 days, about 9 months. Finally, there are animals that give birth without being placental, known as ovoviviparous. In these cases, the eggs are deposited inside the mother for incubation, and upon hatching, the young are expelled from her body. This occurs in the great white shark, which incubates and retains its young for 580 days, about 19 months. Guppy fish, with a gestation period of 21 to 30 days, about 3 to 4.3 weeks, can give birth multiple times in short intervals due to their reproductive nature. Some males even give birth, like the seahorse. The female deposits her eggs into a pouch the male possesses. He fertilizes and incubates them for 28 days, about 4 weeks, until giving birth. Yes, I suppose many women wish that could happen, but it's biologically impossible, so they'll have to settle for hitting and yelling at us. Other animals, like rabbits, have a gestation of 33 days, about 1.1 months, hence the expression breeding like rabbits, while some rodents, like the chinchilla, have a longer gestation than their family members, lasting up to 112 days, about 3.7 months. Among long gestations, the okapi stands out, which can extend up to 445 days, about 14.7 months. And we could keep going on and on with the video. Gestation is the moment when a female becomes a mother, one of the most important moments for species. Thanks to their care, protection, affection, and sacrifice, they protected us until we became what we are. Congratulations to all mothers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications.